we go. Just before 3 o'clock in the morning, got my second cup of coffee here. I usually take this one down to the gym with me. I like to start my day early, as you can tell. I get up anywhere between 2:15 and 2:30. I like to get down in the gym anywhere between 3 and 3:30, get a nice warm-up going, and get ready to get after it. Like I said, get up early. It's to be honest, it's taken me years to adjust, but I think my body's adjusted pretty well. I think my hormones have adjusted pretty well, and it just works for me. I remember back watching an interview with Dorian Yates. And he was asked, when's the best time to train? And basically he just says whenever you can get it in. And I've taken that seriously and really incorporated it into my lifestyle. But anyway, just getting warmed up. I like to get things nice and warm before I start my working sets. Using some chains today. And going to work to somewhat of a heavy, I would say probably 80%. 85% max today, depending on how things feel. Warm-ups felt pretty good. Weight was moving okay. If you've noticed, I got somewhat of a mixed stance, somewhat of a hybrid between sumo and conventional. A lot of back in my movements. Here's my top set here. I believe it's 635 in chains. Real grinder, felt okay. Was going to try a double, but figured to call it and back down to 5 plates and hit some reps. This hybrid stance, I've also saw an interview with Steve Goggins, or not an interview, but a YouTube video where he mentioned, form is important, but I also think the human body, as far as strength, has its own niches. And I think if you can master that niche and use it to your benefit, it can really work. So just over time, I've learned that, using a mixed stance, I have a, fairly strong lower back, somewhat weak glutes and hams, really weak hips at times, and I put a lot of work into them. But again, like I said, just doing what I think works best and feels best for me, and keeping form reasonably there, always staying tight. Here's some good mornings. This was after my rep set. This is one of my favorite exercises. I love using the safety bars, as you can see. This is 225 with some chains, but great exercise for the posterior chain, glutes, hams. Really awesome workout. After finishing those, I moved over to some straight-legged dumbbell deadlifts. Somewhat of a demo. I like to keep it just below the knee. Somewhat straight-legged, but for the most part, really trying to focus on the posterior chain, hams, and glutes here. When I do some of my accessories, I emphasize all three: lower back, glutes, and hams. For some of my accessories, and you can see I'm moving over here into some isolated work. I finish all my leg workouts pretty much with this hamstring leg curl, and it really helps. If you really want to bring your deadlift up, focus on your hamstrings, very important. But overall, decent lift, and the day's just getting started. Wrapped up my workout right around 5 o'clock, and we're ready for the day.